Weight loss versus fat loss. What is the difference? Often, the terms weight loss and fat loss are used interchangeably. But are they the same thing? Fat loss involves losing only fat from the body, whereas weight loss includes losing overall body weight, which could be from fat, muscle, bone mass, as well as water. Imagine two people weighing the same weight, having the same height, and of the same age. One looks lean and the other one looks chubby. This is because one has more lean muscle mass and the other more fat. While weight loss and fat loss both occur with calorie deficit through lowered consumption of food and increased expenditure through exercise, extremely low intake of calories or an excessive calorie expenditure will cause you to lose weight in the form of not just fat but bone and muscle mass. Your body relies on food or glycogen, the stored form of carbohydrate, for energy. However, when these stores run out, your body burns excess fat stores for energy. The fat in your cells needs to be mobilized, then oxidized to release energy, and this process is a tricky balance between the amount of fat stored and burned at a point in time. In absence of sufficient energy supply from glucose and fat stores, the body starts breaking down protein from your muscle tissues to supply energy. Therefore, a sustained calorie deficit is advised as opposed to an extreme deficit, as this endangers the muscle mass. Let us understand the different types of body fat. The fat present in our body is of two types: essential fat and storage fat. As the name suggests, essential fat is required for your body and consists of fat in various tissues and organs, whereas storage fat includes subcutaneous fat, which is the fat present just beneath the skin and can be pinched with the fingers. Storage fat also includes visceral fat, which is the fat that surrounds organs. Carrying high amounts of visceral fat is strongly associated with the development of several health complications such as impaired insulin sensitivity, glucose intolerance, and type 2 diabetes. Excess visceral fat can be measured by checking your waist circumference using a tape measure. For women, a waist circumference of 35 inches or 90 centimeters and more is risky, whereas for men, a waist circumference of 40 inches or 102 centimeters and more is considered risky. So, in order to lose weight, you should target to lose the harmful visceral fat. Visceral fat is easier to lose. While working on losing excess fat, visceral fat is lost before the subcutaneous fat, and so even if you don't visibly notice losing fat, you are still losing it from your organs, which is great for your overall health. Weight loss as well as fat loss occur on the principle of calorie deficit, which means that your caloric expenditure must be greater than your caloric intake, or your intake should be less than your expenditure. You can be in a calorie deficit by reducing 10 to 25% from your total daily caloric intake to begin with. You need to burn about 3,500 calories in a week, which equates to 500 calories per day, to expect a loss of 0.5 kilograms of body fat per week. However, if you're losing body weight at a faster rate than this, you may be losing more than just your body fat. This could mean that you might be losing muscle mass, bone mass, or water weight too. Having high lean muscle mass increases your basal metabolic rate, which is your BMR, which means that your body is able to burn more calories even when you are inactive. It is also important to maintain your bone mass in order to avoid the risk of fractures as well as diseases such as osteoporosis. Therefore, in order to lose excess fat from the body, It is crucial to maintain lean muscle mass as well as bone mass, which may reflect on your weighing scale but isn't necessarily bad for you. Here are a few tips you can follow to ensure healthy weight loss. Aim to lower your caloric intake by 10 to 25% below the daily expenditure. Avoid severe restriction on calories as it may augment tissue loss. Consume a balanced diet, which means including each of the food groups to ensure you're getting a variety of nutrients. Have an adequate intake of macronutrients, which means that your total daily caloric intake must comprise of 45 to 65% of carbohydrates, 10 to 35% of proteins, and 20 to 35% of fats. Combining adequate protein intake along with strength training helps build and retain lean muscle mass. This enables your body to burn more calories even at rest, thereby assisting in weight loss. Aim to intake 1 gram to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, depending on your level of physical activity. Your weighing scale does not differentiate between losing fat and losing muscle, so you should look for various factors besides weighing yourself on the scale. These include having good energy levels, losing inches from various body parts over time such as your arms, thighs, waist and hips, improved hair and skin health, and having fewer episodes of illness. And lastly, perform regular physical exercise, which includes a combination of cardio as well as strength training for at least 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week. Remember, losing weight is really all about losing fat. Come, let's get fitter together.